All right, welcome back, folks. 2018 Ford EcoSport needs a couple front CV axles. The ones in this car, when you drive it, they clink and clank and make all kinds of racket and vibrate the heck out of the car, particularly when you're turning. So we're going to do both CV axles. I got both of them right from Ford, some Reman Motorcraft ones. So we'll get the wheels off, we'll pop the ball joints loose and see what it takes to get these babies out. This thing has a classic case of the swollen nuts, but we've got a swollen nut socket, which is 19.5 on one side, flip it around. 18.5 for this example right here where it's missing the chrome cap. 18.5 fits are pretty nice. Zippy zap that one off. 19 won't fit these anymore because they're all rusty. 19.5, excuse me, fits it quite nice. Zip them off. Well, that one's a little super, oh, somebody's already bet on that one, chowdered it up. We'll give it a shot. Negative, Ghost Rider. We got to get the chrome cap off that one. Awesome. Sometimes we can just hit them. Usually you can get these things to split. Usually they're most of the way split when they come in. If we can get the chrome peeled off of there, then you can stick 18.5 on it. Of course, you know, should have a new wheel nut. This one does not want to play friendly. See if we can get underneath it here. Be a mechanic, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Don't stick your fingers near that, she'll chew you up. And sometimes the chrome, yeah, like this one, the chrome extends down past onto the acorn portion. So somebody, when they did this one, you know, they must have taken it off and then, you know, chowdered the chrome up to get it off, which, I mean, ultimately and realistically, this should get a new set of nuts. Of course, they're all corroded on there. We got to go give it the judo kick. More of a donkey kick than a judo kick, I guess. I don't know my karate. Oh, hang on. There we go. All right, step one, just take your wheel off, okay? Piece of cake. What's up, Mrs. O?
Did you want to do the dipstick now or
I do not.
Different time?
Do they still owe us a bunch of money?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna work on what I'm getting paid on then. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. I can do it at a different time, but I gotta finish this vehicle right now. So there's your little chrome cap. All right, yeehaw, let's keep moving. That's how zoomed in I was on that. Hopefully you guys saw it. Let's get some whack on this CV axle, make sure it's not stuck in the hub. We're gonna use Mini Thor, the 401. Brand new bit too from Astro Tools. That's weird, it doesn't move much. It's on a heck of an angle, but I did see it move. Yeah, it is kind of floaty in there. Interesting. Not a lot of movement there. Now we're gonna work on getting this pinch bolt out here. Some people I see wrote down in the comment section, you know, why did I take the time to take that chrome cap off when I should just put new lug nuts on it? That's a great question. And the answer to that question is, simply put, this is not my car. This is a customer's car. So all I can do is recommend services to them. And I will say in my repair notes, recommend replacing all wheel nuts. Here's the price. Have a nice day. Right now, the job that I'm working on, I only quoted for the CV axles. So I can't just go and have them show up and be like, surprise! Oh, that's not how you use an air hammer? Oh, let me get a pointy bit. Ho, ho, ho! Send it to the moon, baby! Hopefully that answer makes sense to you. When working with Joe Public, and your legal obligations in New York State is you can't do any repair work without written or verbal agreement. And you know, the only written agreement I have is to replace the CV axle. So that's that. We're gonna rattle this a little bit here. Now we're gonna grab the lower control arm tool, put a little pressure on it. A lot of times just rattle them like that helps them come loose. I put the control arm tool on here, she didn't budge. We're gonna give it a little bit of a wedgie. You gotta be careful doing this. You don't wanna spread these apart super far, just ginger. Just kiss it a little bit, okay? All right, get in there, that'll open that cast up just a whisker. Now, come in here. Oh look, I think it started to go. Let me give it a little bit of something. Warrior pearl. So there's that. We did that without hurting anything. Okay, so we'll leave that like that. We'll get our air hammer again. Set that down. We'll put a flat back on it. We'll see if our axle here is loose. I believe it is. Good. Go like that. Make a funny face when you do it. We'll straighten the wheel back out. Oh, magically. Do we have enough room to move stuff? Sometimes she can be kind of stiff with the sway bar and everything there. I believe we do. I'm gonna switch to the pointy bit. We're gonna go in the center of the axle. Kind of push back here. Oh yeah, Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice Guy. Give it a little push. Oh yeah, that's nice of you. We're gonna turn the wheel to the right a little bit more, because that gives us a little more room to grow, because that pushes the tie rod end out and allows us to kind of swing out a little bit further. And watch your brake hose, okay? I just need to make sure we're gonna get straight enough to be able to pound that thing back in. Let me get a strap to hold this back. We may end up unbolting that hose there perhaps. Getting out's not a problem, we gotta get it straight to give it a little thunk back in there. See if we can't get her to pop here. Might have to rotate it a little bit so we get on the fat part of that axle. Not too far, I think. Oh man, see how quick I was getting my face out of the way? Get a bucket ready just in case. Nothing came out, that's even better. So there's this side. Let me go get the new one. Here's the little guy right from Ford. Any more, did that focus? Have a look and see again. Any more, we've been getting OEM CV axles or OEM a lot of stuff. I mean, the OEM's junk as it is, but you want junkier junk? Aftermarket CV axles are getting junkier junk. Used to be not too bad. Back in the day, we used to get remans. And then everything went to the new China. Garage. Rubbing a little trans fluid on that axle seal. Get her lined up here. Maybe I won't. There she goes, she's lining up. It's in the splines. Give her a little clickety clack and it's in. I don't know what you saw, hopefully not just the back of my head. But that's it. Now I'm gonna take my strap off and we're gonna put a little Never Sneeze on that because it was a little crusty there on the backside. I'll wipe a little anti-seize on those splines. So the next guy that has to take it off to do a wheel bearing or whatever, ball joint or wherever you got to take these off for. You have to get it off easy. Oh, you know you got some of that on your hand, right? Man, these things run at a wicked steep angle when they're at full droop. Oh, I thought it was somebody with a motorcycle, but it wasn't. See if we get lucky here and hit the ball joint. Come on, baby. Why you gotta be like that? We're gonna shrink it up a little bit here. Turn it. Yeah, we're gonna have to pull our CDX in just a little bit. Not a big deal, just put your nut on there. Just that last little bit, we gotta suck it in. Take your nut back off. Now we should be good to line up our BJ. That's an acronym for ball joint. We'll get a plastic hammer. Just can't hurt anything plastic. Whoa! Almost came in clutch there. And we shine our light through to make sure we're lining up that bolt hole properly. And then we get our bolt. And that we're gonna have to tap from the back side. Sometimes you can go like this, but that one came out kind of hard. Not too hard. And then of course, as always, we will torque that to factory specs. Hey, calm down there, fella. Get our socket. Back that back off. All right, let me get the factory specs here for us. 38 on that little fella. We're gonna go 188 on this little guy. Let me get a screwdriver or something here. I don't know if I got anything. I ain't got nothing sitting handy. We got a short pry bar. We'll see if we can do it. Might not have to. Oh, look at that. We can do it today. Give her a little wedge in there. Let me just double check that little fella. All right, we got 188 right on the nose. Well, 0.6, let's be honest. Now this side's a little bit more different. This has a support bearing on it. For reference, this has got the big 2.0 in it. There's, I think, 3 different transmissions, a few different engines that these cars can have. Oh, mint. The 19.5 fits it perfect. So this side shouldn't peel the caps off. I don't know who makes that socket. The part numbers and stuff are pretty well wore off it. I have no idea. I'll see. We use this quite a bit because the majority of stuff we work on has chrome caps are missing, or the chrome caps are all swelled up. So, mother, got a judo chop this one too. Okay. There's that. And they get stuck on there because the back side of the wheel, it gets corroded here. And then it gets corroded to the hub. Nothing like being broke down on the side of the road, your lug nut wrench doesn't fit, and even if you do get them off, you gotta kick the snot out of your wheel. Think about that. And even with all that being said, it's still a pretty hard sale to tell a customer, hey, you need 20 new wheel nuts, here's the cost. They're not terribly expensive, nobody wants to do them, like ever. They always say the same thing. It's AAA's problem, not mine. Poor AAA guy. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. This bolt is put through the opposite of the other side. Would you look at that? I wonder why. You think somebody's done this one before or anything? I don't know, hard to say. We're gonna spin the bolt back on there. Or some people call it a nut. Spin the nut on there, and then we're gonna use our air hammer attachment. It's your classic shake and break, 3/8 square air hammer. Those are the pound on your sockets with minimal damage. If you don't have one of these, go borrow a socket from a guy you work with. Oh, should have hit it with my purse. That one came off pretty easy. This one must have been off before. That's what I'm guessing. The way it's coming apart, the fact this bolt was put in the opposite direction. That's my guess. We'll stick our bar on there. See if we can give it a wiggle before we give it a wedgie. Yep. It's not this old girl's first rodeo. Not on this side. Tell you what, leave that right there for a moment. Whoa, hey, fella. Get your pointy bit back on there. Gotta push one hand. Alright. This is where I need a partner. Smells like my partner's in there cooking dinner right now. Whoa! Shnikes. Wants to go this way. I just don't want to hurt that boot. Not the CV axle boot, the ball joint boot. Because at this point it's not torn or anything. Oh yeah. You guys still in frame here? There it is, okay. We're not too tight on that brake hose. So we're good. Now this is where this side differs. So it has this bearing, which is not uncommon. You see this on cars typically that have longer right side axle shafts here in America. And oftentimes these are held in with either a snap ring or a pinch bolt, and they can be a piss pot to get out. However, when they made this car, they put a little strap over it. Awesome. I'm all for that. I like this guy. So I grabbed a 13 wrench. I already had it out for doing them lower ball joint bolts, but we didn't need it. So we should be able to just take these nuts off. Ooh. I know you. Where's that panther pee? We'll hit her with a little juice. A little bit of that. There's one up there that looks like it's gonna be really fun to get to. So, catalytic converter, or the catalytic converter. You guys always pick on how I say it, because I call them Cadillacs. Catalytic converter, if you will, is in the way. Here's a guy who's got a full box full of ratchet wrenches, but here we are. I'm thinking, is the whole stud coming out, or where are we at here? Must be ultra fine thread. Alright, there's that one. I'm going to attempt to get the top one out, but I may have to move you. I don't know, are we coming at it from this angle? Negative. Are we going to come at it from the front angle? Maybe. I'm going to have to get a straight wrench. This one is a the box end is offset. Not happening. We need to get a 15-degreer. I grabbed a straight ratchet wrench. Let me see. See if I can reach up in here. Oh, I feel I'm on it. Oh yeah. You might just be able to watch the back of my hand. I can't see what you see. It'd be nice if the axle wasn't in the way. We could get this right out. I don't know if we need to take this one all the way off. That's what we're gonna find out. I guess we could look at our new, I don't know if it has a groove. It might have a groove in that bearing, so we might have to take it all the way off. I'm using my SK X-Beam ratchet wrench, which let me tell you a little story there. So these wrenches are nice. They got a great hand feel, good concept, piss poor engineering. These things break just looking at them cross-eyed, so I don't usually use them much. And then usually you call SK and say I broke another wrench. They send you a couple more in the mail. And now we got to do the online form. And I've been trying to get my 11mm warranted for several weeks now. And they say, oh, our website's down. You got to wait. So I wait a couple weeks, check. Oh, yep, our website's still broken. We can't send you one. The website's broke. And it's just, they wanted to refund my money. I'm like, I don't want my money back. I just want you to warranty my wrench. I says, is there any way to do it besides website? Like, can you pick up a phone and call somebody and say, hey, stick an 11mm X-Beam, whatever, off the hat on the floor in a box and send it to this guy in a small town in New York. Nope, no groove. And it was like pulling teeth. If that's a good analogy. It's probably not, because it wasn't as painful, but it was just as stupid. Let's see. This one should not be latched in there. Let's get the air hammer, because why not? Because I don't have a regular one here. Let's just gently kiss this thing. Okay, I see something I think I don't want to see. It looked like this entire seal, you know what? It's dripping right now. Before we cause catastrophic damage, put the bucket there. Let me go get the new one and see, is the whole seal coming out? Is that part of this axle? Service data said to pull the strap and tap it out. So I just push that little guy back in there. It does not have, this is the transfer case output shaft seal. And it appears to be stuck to the shaft of the CV axle. So I want to stop right now, because if this thing is on some forever national back order, never going to get it in a million years, we're at a point where we're cool, man. We can put the strap back on it, tell the guy to come back in a million years, because that seal started to come out with the CV axle. And like I say, we're at a good point. So let me check with Ford. I want to see if we can get this seal before we go too far. And at this point, we'll call the customer and say, here's what we need. Okay, stand by. All right, it is time to keep calm and carry on. Our local Ford dealer, in stock, sounds like the same thing. He says it's got 4 little fingers on it. It's green. I said, I think that's right. We're probably gonna have a little spillage here, so I just need to see though. It does not smell like gear oil. Service data said some gear oil, because I wanted to make darn tootin' that we had the right stuff. And it said Motorcraft 7590. Well, and then it took ULV in the transmission. But this should be its own separate, you know, PTU. Should take its own gear oil. Oh, baby. Baby. We're up against the caliper out here. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're a long one. Oh, you're a big long one. There it is. There it is. So this is, well, this is the bearing. Okay, this came on the CV axle. This did not, but I don't know. I may be jumping the gun here with that seal. Let me look on the Ford parts breakdown again. I don't remember seeing this thing separate. This is just like an oil slinger. The seal is still in there and intact with its 4 little fingers. Now this may come on the new seal, so we might just have to wait. I don't remember seeing anything in the parts book that showed that. Yeah, so they show that, and then, which this is part of that, I assume. All right, well, we're gonna hurry up and wait and see what we see. When all else fails, Google the part number. So yeah, that is part of the seal, because these 4 little fingers on there, the one that's in the car, these little fingers are spread right straight out where this inner housing here. So it's kind of like a wheel seal, like on a 3/4 ton. This portion of the seal is what seals. This right here seals on the axle shaft, and then this whole thing spins, you know, so it kind of stops the need of having to have like a speedy sleeve or, you know, change an axle if it gets a groove cut in it from the seal. I don't know if that's all necessarily true, but yeah, it looks like that is part of the seal. So we can go ahead and wait for Ford to show up. Curiosity got the best of this kitty. I wanted to see how tight that was on there, just to have a reference as to how hard this was going to go in. It didn't fit super tight. I gave her just a little tip tap with a hammer, and now I can slide it on and off. It does fit this portion quite snugly. You can see it has the little inner metal piece here. Here's the seal. I just stuck a pry bar in it and popped it out. This is going to be all one piece, and as I mentioned, so your inner sealing surface here is going to ride on the outside of that. Does that make sense? You know, it's going to go this way if it wasn't deformed, and then when the axle spins, this whole outer piece is going to spin. The sealing surface of the seal is going to be right here, and then of course on the inside here, this is rubber, and it seals against your axle. So, yep, and then these little cages will be bent down. Plus I wanted to take it out to see if I had a special seal installer / axle nut socket that's the correct size, and I think we're going to be okay popping her in with that. If not, well, I don't know what. So that's what that little guy looks like, brand new, right from Ford. So in case you're wondering, I did get a different axle nut socket. Got one that fits it a little bit better, so she'll go slipping right in there. I don't know if you'll be able to be in a good position. I may have to move you as I work my way back here. Oh, this sucks. The freaking carrier for that sugar. That's gonna make me say a naughty, naughty word. Oh, mother lover. A job that was gonna be smooth. We have an axle nut socket that might get chopped down. So make sure we're not causing any problems here. Nope, she looks good. I mean, it looks real good. Okay, try it right there. Okay, just a second. Okay, you might have to hit it a little harder. Okay, go ahead. Okay, just a second. Okay, let's get it a little bit right here.
Little or harder?
You can hit it harder, because it's almost done. Whoa, 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 it's my finger! Okay. Okay. Tap it, Miss O. Harder. Oh, baby! Oh, stop. You're hurting my little fingers. So, I can't show you guys what's up. It's me, it's Mrs. O. I'm in a pickle. So I cut down, I did not cut the axle nut socket. I found a piece of pipe / piece of the ball joint press kit, which I had an extra one of. And now I've got 2 of, so, right? Cut that down, fit the seal, just using a punch on the edge of it. I think we did a good job.
That's good.
What do you know? What do you know about this kind of seal?
I think it looks good.
It does too. It's sitting in there nice and flat and flush. Let's show the people. They haven't seen you in a while, you know. I've been getting comments about
Did I think you got divorced?
Wow.
I left you?
That escalated quickly.
Well,
no.
I mean,
They just wondered where you were. They
disappeared?
said, where's Mrs. O?
Fatally
"Oh,
injured?
working." I said, working. She's a working girl. But not that kind of working girl. Well, there she is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, I guess you can see it there. All right, it's in, it's flat. I was gonna take the carrier bearing or that idler support bearing bracket off, but that thing loops all the way up and around. Looks like it's missing a bolt though, doesn't it? What do you think goes in that hole? There's threads in it. Looks like it's been missing since the factory. Maybe it doesn't have one. I don't know. Let's get this axe one because we're behind now. We're gonna come around. We don't want to damage our new seal. We need to push, actually let me use our ratchet strap and pull that knuckle back like we did on the other side. Give us a little bit of extra room there, so we'll just yank her back with this. Round two. Round two. Ooh, guide me in. There we go. Okay, I can feel it in the splines, but now we've got to get into that portion of the seal. Why does it not want to go in super easy? Yeah, I'm definitely in the splines because I'm turning the other axle, okay? Let me make sure that the bearing is not touching the cast piece yet. I'm gonna hold in on, I'm gonna tippy tap with my plastic hammer. Are we going, baby? Looks like we are. Seeing some gap closing. I think we're just coming up on that cast piece. It's kind of hard to hold in and whack with that axle or whack with that. Yeah. You just can't get it good. Plus, that hammer is not very heavy. You mother lover. Why am I out of breath? Let me go get Josh's plastic hammer. He's got a heavier one. It's just hard to hold the compression in and hit it at the same time. Let me go get a heavier plastic hammer. He's got this big jabroni, so let's try that. Are we in all the way? Not according to the bearing. Not according to the bearing. Let's keep tippy tapping. Push. Oh, you son of a bee. Let's see. Oh, sir. I think we are. I think I'm looking at the wrong spot. Let me stick this cradle on there. I'm pretty sure that we are, that I was looking at the wrong spot. Oh yeah. We drove her in all the way. You can't trust this guy. Well, we gave it a few extra taps for good luck, right? That one's in. Let's see. Let me get Frank. Let's see. I freaking did it again. McCoy was here this morning. He was butterfingers this morning, dropping everything. Let's see if I can't reach around here. Oh, classic move. Feels like it's started. I'm gonna tighten that top one first with a ratchet wrench. You don't need to watch that. There, I almost ran it all the way down with my fingers, so we'll get up in here. What freaking wrench was this thing? Come on, dog. These are those SK wrenches I was talking about. Nice feel. They're like Mac. They're thick. Girl, thick. Let's see. Get these up here. Top one's all good. I went ahead and got up there with my torque wrench and torqued that to factory specs. As you would expect I would. Okay, we'll come back and we'll torque that one here off camera. Trust me, folks, trust me. I did put some never sees on this CV axle also. See if we can get lucky here. Ooh. Oh. Yes, sir. Let me straighten this one out a little bit here. There we go. We're gonna have to pull that axle in a little bit. They do make a special axle puller inner apparatus. We have to use the axle nut. They usually don't pull in too difficult. Sometimes you can just screw the nut on by hand. All right. Whoa, dude. It's axle's not in all the way. We just wanted to get the ball joint in. We're gonna stick the bolt through this direction. Tighten that up to its recommended foot-pounds. And also the CV axle nut out here. Making sure everything looks really good, and it does. Now you can see how that seal, oops, let me get my pry bar out here. Stand by folks. You can see, hopefully you can see how that seal rotates in itself in that cage. I don't have the wheel on to spin it, so I'm just turning it with the CV, or with the, one of these things, pry bar, use your words. There's our bearing, it's in there. The axle's in. Torque down. Recommend brake pads because they're wore down. They're pretty thin. And it doesn't have many miles to go on those little guys. And that's it, folks. I got to throw tires on this thing, take it for a shake down the road. I checked with Ford. I made a mistake. I told you guys these were remans. I was saying if they needed the cores back, and they said they do not. They said they're brand new. Called me a ding dong, hung up the phone. So that's it. So we'll leave it at that, folks, just because I'm on a little bit of a time crunch now because we had to screw around with that seal. I would say if you're doing yours and you don't want to change the seal, which I probably wouldn't recommend because that style seal you almost have to change. I didn't realize it, or I would have already had purchased one prior to starting the job. You can kind of have, maybe reach up there with a pickle fork or something and just hold that seal while somebody else wiggles the axle out. That could be your saving grace, if you will, if you can't get the seal or you don't feel comfortable changing it. It is kind of a pisser with that bearing bracket right in the way. It kind of threw me for a loop. Usually with axle seals and transfer case, output seals and all them, usually I got a variety of axle nut sockets and pipes and stuff. Usually we find something fit it pretty perfect, get it up there and, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But not in this case. We had to chop up a tool, but you do what you got to do. And I want you guys to go down there in the comment section and do what you got to do down there. The questions, the comments, find us on Insta and Facebook. And point at you. Just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.